Welcome, I'm Paolo, and in my last video, we worked on a use case to calculate the average value of the next 3 upcoming opportunities in Salesforce. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll put a link in the description below. In the flow that we created, we're limiting the number of fetch records to 3, and then we're dividing that by the number 3 to get an average value. But what happens if there are less than 3 upcoming opportunities? At the moment, it will still be divided by 3, which will give us an incorrect average value. Because to get an average value, you need to get a total amount and divide it by the number of loop records. So let's fix this to ensure that our average calculation works with any amount of loop records to a maximum of 3. Okay, so here we are in Salesforce, and I'm just going to navigate to an account record here, and I'm going to show you what we've done in the last video. So here's our pipeline average tab that we've created. And here we can see the average number field that holds the average value. Just below that, we've got a dynamic related list that shows us exactly what are the next 3 upcoming opportunities. The issue with this is that if we have less than 3 upcoming opportunities, the average value will still be divided by 3. Let me show you what I mean. So at the moment, we've got 3 upcoming opportunities, and the total amount of these 3 upcoming opportunities is 550. So 550 divided by 3 is 183.33333. So if I remove one of these opportunities, so we only have 2 upcoming opportunities, I'll change the close date to a time in the past. And now we can see we've only got 2 upcoming opportunities. So the total amount is 250. Now 250 divided by 3 is 83.33, which is exactly the value that's showing us here. However, in this case, we would want to divide this by 2, not by 3, because the total number of upcoming opportunities in this case is only 2. So let's fix this. First thing we want to do is we want to navigate to our flow. And then here, what we want to do is inside our loop, we want to open up the assignment element. And we want to add a new assignment. For this, we're going to create a new resource. So go ahead and click New Resource. Then we want to select a variable, and we'll just give it a name. I'm going to call it Record Count. I'm going to make sure that it is a number data type, and then I'm going to change the decimal places to 0. And I'm going to hit Done. And now what I want to do is I want to change the operator. I want to click Add, and I want to add a value of 1. That way, every time we loop through a record, an value of 1 will be added into this variable. So when we loop the first record, this variable will equal 1. And then when we loop the second record, the variable will equal 2, and so on. So I'm going to hit Done. Now what I want to do is I want to open up my toolbox on the left-hand side, and I want to open up the variable that actually calculates the average. And here, as you can see, we've hard-coded it to number 3. We want to change that, and we want to enter our new variable. So I'll scroll down and I'll select record count. Check syntax, and then I'll hit Done. Now I'll save and activate our flow. So let's check it out. I'll go back to the front end of Salesforce and I'll hit refresh. Now what I'll do is I'll go to a related opportunity, opportunity 3, and I'll add this back onto the upcoming opportunities by just changing the close date. And then I'll hit save. Now I'll go to the pipeline average and hit refresh. And as we can see, we're back to that 183.33 average. We've got 550 total value that's being divided by 3. So if I now remove opportunity 3, let's see what happens. So now I'll just hit refresh on our dynamic list. We've got 2 upcoming opportunities, and our average value is 125. So because our total amount is 250, if I take 250 and divide it by 2, we get 125. So now our flow is not taking the total amount and dividing it by 3 every time. Instead, our flow is taking the total amount and then dividing that by the amount of records that it looped through to a maximum of 3. I hope this was helpful. Until next time.